Our work drives towards the 3D modeling of the temple and driving towards a digital twin. So digitalization of the monument is at the heart of our intervention, presenting the 3D model of the temple, but not only this, actually 3 different 3D models have been implemented. And this matters because it helps make cultural heritage more acceptable, more understandable by everybody, and also future-proof because it details how the monument appears to be today and can help a number of applications like conservation, like smart management, and like sustainable tourism, driving the overall resilience of the site. So you can see here a video of the site itself, so the Ionic columns that Mr. Papadopoulos told before, and moving to the most sacred part of the temple. You can see the part of the temple that has been restored already, and a number of columns that are beyond it. So the temple has a dimension of 39 by 16 meters, so it's quite big, and its frieze is currently at the British Museum, as already said. So what we did 2 works. First, we created a 3D model of the frieze, actually the replicas of the frieze that are at the Library of Avritsena, and it consists of 23 panels, 31 meters long and 64 centimeters high. So this is the 3D model created. The frieze depicts sites of Amazonomachy and Centuromachy, so 2 classical sequences of depictions of classical Greek architecture. And this is the first model that was produced, the model of the frieze. The second was related to the temple itself. So we were engaged in a photogrammetry session using both cameras and drones that used sensors to take photographs of the temple. And this really helped us produce 3 different models. The first is the model of the temple as is, so a 3D model of the current state of the temple, including the supporting scaffolding and the seismic scaffolding that is placed by the FRA to protect the temple. The second model, we digitally removed the scaffolding, so creating a clean model of the temple, how it should look in antiquity. And the third model is a model to be, so restoring part of the epistyles that are now not restored physically and lay on the ground, and placing the frieze as it should be on the temple. So this is the first of the 3D models. So 15,000 photos have been taken with very challenging conditions like low light due to the tent, the limited space for the drone at specific places of the temple, visitors that were present, and also the weather conditions as the temple is at a high altitude on a mountain. So here you can see the result of this model, where you can see actually the temple with the scaffolding, again the Ionic columns at the center of the temple, and moving backwards, you can see the sacred place where the statue of the god is presumed to be. Yeah. And on the opposite of the statue, there is a door that looks to used to look to the Lykionoron. Today is the tent that does not enable this view, and it is said that at the 21 of March, the sun, while rising above the Lykionoros, its rays went through that door and signed the statue. So maybe this is a tradition, but this is something that is interesting to know. So this is the detailed model of the temple today as is. I'm going to let the video finish, and an overall view of this model from above, identifying how actually the temple looks today. So the second, this is a photo also of the same thing. The second thing that we did is that we cleaned the temple from the scaffolding, so you can see here a comparison on the top of the actual situation, on the bottom of the clean situation, and the different sides. So the west side with the scaffolding on top, and the clean temple on the bottom. So imagining how this would look after the finish of the restoration. Same for the north side. And you can see that also parts of the temple that are currently out for restoration, so columns that are missing in the original site, are put back. This is obvious in the west side. And also that these structures that help protect the temple are also removed. Also the south side. So this provides a very good example of documenting and presenting what can be done in the temple after the restoration finishes and how this would look. And here is also a video of presenting what actually is put to the temple. So the columns that are out are moved, also the epistyles that are not yet restored are shown on the temple. So producing a model of the temple to be in the future after the full restoration work finishes. And also, as I said, we also put the frieze on the temple as it should look into the antiquity, and how the ancient visitor or pilgrim to the temple might see the sculptures on top of the columns. Of course, taken from the Library of Andritsana replicas that exist there. Okay, so these three models are part of the work done in the modeling, and then we engaged into a number of activities in order to increase the visibility of the monument. One of them is in collaboration with the F4A to place a touch screen at the museum in Olympia, which is the most visited site in Western Greece, so that the visitor there can get an idea that there is something else in the region that they could visit. So we created an application also with a history of the temple, the models, but also an indicative path that they could follow with other monuments of the era as well, so that they can understand that they could leave ancient Olympia, visit a monastery, visit Andritsana, visit also the temple of Apollo Epicurus. This is just the first version that we can enrich, adding more sites in the era. And this display, this TV will be placed at the shop that exists in the museum in Olympia, and the visitors there will have an opportunity to see, so it might act as a way to attract visitors also to Apollo Epicurus site. And apart from the modeling, we also did, we employed some AI-assisted algorithms to help in the detection of defects on the monument, and we also engaged the territorial working group with the municipalities of Andritsana, Zacharo, but also Pyrgos and Patras engaged into this effort. And also the region of Western Greece promoted the work that we did in Philoxenia exhibition and in Helexpo exhibition in Thessaloniki, so opening up Habitat to a wider audience. And finally, what we do with all this data that is collected by the project, we help make this site more accessible, more understandable, more future-proof, and this can overall increase the resilience of the cultural heritage monument overall. So this is the work that we did, and thank you for your attention about this. The material will be uploaded in a number of sites, so it will be widely available, and it's also available to the National Tourism Organization for any use. So thank you very much for your attention.